Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the CWR Clash of Randoms podcast with your host, JKD, and
Hey, the DOC, the LOVE, here to give you more wrestling news, updates, and predictions and results.
yeah,
Hey, get ready this evening. We're giving you the results of AEW and a breakdown of that show with a breakdown of tonight's Smackdown Live in the Thunderdome.
well, actually, not SmackDown Live, but SmackDown on Fox.
Smackdown on Fox in the
And
Thunderdome.
we'll give you the latest updates and predictions to WWE Payback.
Hey, also, um, if you can, please subscribe, hit the alert bell, smash those likes, leave a comment so you can be entered into this month's drawing.
Yeah, sure. Hey.
I got nothing else to say. AEW time. Dynamite.
Let's go ahead and get started with the tag team gauntlet match as we have the Natural Nightmares and the Young Bucks, Best Friends, and FTR. Fear the Revolution. Well, Revelation, I'm going to say. The match started off with the Young Bucks taking on QT Marshall and Dustin Rhodes, the Natural Nightmares. Obviously, it was a pretty good match until the obviously Young Bucks just swept the Natural Nightmares away on
Yeah.
that one.
It was a funny spot where
It
Dustin
wasn't
Rhodes acting
funny.
like he was
It wasn't funny.
acting like he was old and
It
tired.
wasn't that funny.
Um, great match. I knew they were gonna have ring psychology and a good work rate since they were going against QT Marshall and Dustin Rhodes.
Mm.
But like I said, the Young Bucks was a little bit too much for him.
Yeah, but led to the next.
Oh, I like that no double knee move.
Yeah, we led to the next. Well, yeah, sort of DIY move, you know. But that led up to the next match. Pretty much the Young Bucks taking on Best Friends Chuck Taylor and Trent Beretta. Now this was also a pretty good matchup too. I mean, all of the gauntlet matches were pretty good actually. That's led to Chuck
It
Taylor.
was okay.
Well, no, okay, it was pretty good. The QT Marshall, well, apparently QT Marshall or whatever, and then Dustin Rhodes. That was an okay match, but this match was pretty good.
It was good. It was good. I'm just
And then all of a sudden
hating.
they were coming in, about to hit the Meltzer driver. Then all of a sudden, one half of the AEW Tag Team Champions, Adam Page, cost the Young Bucks,
The Hangman.
caused Nick Jackson to not even springboard on the ropes. They lost by roll up. As for lately, that's been the trend lately for you that you hate.
Yeah, a little bit too many rollers, but let's not forget now, because this story leads on into the next match. Chuck Taylor got his knee injured in this match,
Yeah, it
which
was
will lead us to the next match.
Dax Hartwood, man. Cashwell came in. LTR with Totally Blanchard, man. Also, they just wiped Best Friends
I
clean.
mean, they jumped, or they didn't really jump from behind, but they attacked him at the beginning, hit that knee against the ring post a couple times.
Yep.
They put their work on.
And they put the inverted figure four, man, which led to
Oh yeah,
FTR
yeah.
beating Best Friends, Young Bucks, and National
That
Nightmares the
bring
whole
back
time
them
gauntlet.
NXT days. Yeah.
Yep. Hey, I still watch that match to this day. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But either way, this whole gauntlet, to me, I give it a B plus on this one actually.
Yeah, B plus definitely.
Let's go ahead and move on to this one guy we think is very underrated. He's actually the second. He's actually second in the rankings. Lance Archer taking on
There,
Sean
yeah.
Maluta.
I was just talking about Sean Maluta the other day. Like, whatever happened to that cat?
I thought he was gonna even. I thought he was gonna sign to NXT to be honest. But but we worry about that. Now he's in AEW now, man. And he just
He,
suffered a brutal loss,
he got flattened.
to Lance Archer. But the bigger story is there, man. Lance Archer and Jay the Snake Roberts making a promo about how he's gonna win the Casino Battle Royal.
No, I can see that. I mean, to me, he's a talent that they haven't been using correctly. Well, I won't say he haven't been using correctly, but they haven't been displaying him on TV.
Well, but hold on now. But he's not the only one who made claim to it as Team Taz, Absolute Ricky Starks, and the LTW champion, which I don't understand. Whatever. Brian Cage makes claim to the fact that they're going to win the Battle Royal instead, which now Darby Allin comes out, beat a Ricky Starks, and literally drop kicked the shoes out of him pretty much. Literally.
That did. That was kind of fun.
I feel like they already said that. That's
Oh
how I
yeah, they
don't know.
said they'll have to put him in shoe. Probably
And
put on
then
shoe that was bigger than.
And then now we see that Brian Cage and Lance Archer want to. Well, mainly Archer wants to fight Brian Cage, which I'm looking forward to see that type of matchup.
I would love to see that match.
Hopefully next week, next Wednesday. I'm assuming. Hopefully, I would like for that to happen, man. Hey, Cage versus Archer, man. Comment down below.
I think they're gonna say that.
Comment down below. Would you like to see that next week? I mean, hey.
I doubt it. They're gonna say that for like way later.
Well, speaking of championship, let's talk about the AEW World Champion Jon Moxley and his challenger MJL signing out the contract for All Out. Now, obviously,
Oh man.
I was surprised that obviously this one's not gonna have no fighting to it, which I'm kind of glad. MJF's not all about that type of stuff, and he even pointed that out too. However,
Man, great promo, man. I mean, he dug in deep with that promo.
I mean, he's saying he's like pretty much like another version of New Jack and all this. I mean, it's crazy. And he thinks he's like pretty much Tully Blanchard and other world class wrestlers. But obviously, Moxley signed the contract, which the lawyer was saying that apparently he was doing this and doing that, so like that, which led to the point to where he signed that there was a match between Moxley and the
And lawyer,
lawyer.
yeah, he didn't realize that he faxed Moxley 16 pages, but Moxley faxed back 17 pages. He added a page to it.
Mm.
So
You always got to read a contract, man. That's the
yeah,
rule. You always read a contract before you sign it.
yes, sirree.
And guess what? It's gonna be Moxley versus the lawyer, and the paradigm shift is legal in the matchup. So
Now that was a segment. I will say so.
yeah, which is why I give it an A. Good promo by MJO and
Oh,
pretty smart by Moxley to outsmart the lawyer just like that. And with that led up to our first and only 8-man tag match tonight.
why do they always have the 8-man and
Hey,
12
this is a
man?
big deal this time though, because we got the Lucha Bros and Butcher and Blade with Eddie Kingston
I see what Eddie Kingston trying to do now.
versus Joey Janela, Sonny Kiss.
That dude think he's slick.
Hey. If it means that's the way he's gonna get over AEW, that's the way he's gonna get over AEW, man, with 4 of the men. And also in this excellent tag team of superstars, apparently, Joey Janela, Sonny Kiss,
Oh no.
Brian Pillman Jr., and Griff Garrison.
Yeah, Griff Garrison and Brian Pillman Jr. I can see them being a great tag team. Joey Janela, And you know something?
You can't hate on it, man. You can't hate on it.
Sonny
Hey,
Kiss.
you can't
I
hate
ain't
on it.
gonna lie.
Hey,
I
you
used
was
to see some of this Sonny Kiss, but since I didn't see him in regular wrestling matches now, not on Lucha Underground or doing some of the Lucha stuff, I say nah, he's not good with American audience.
just hating, man. Hey, well, either way, man. Look, the Butcher and the Blade and Lucha Bro put the work in, man. Which is what Eddie Kingston's been talking about since last week, man. They put the work in this matchup, which
Yeah.
obviously they got the big win. Got the big win over them.
But I think they should have gave Pillman's son a little bit more, Brian Pillman Jr., a little bit more offense. I ain't say he had to go there and wreak havoc, but just a little tad more offense.
Dude got that old school nasty boys haircut, man. What the world?
Had his dad haircut.
Either way,
Hey man, you gotta get your haircut like mine, son.
I get the match a C plus, man. Hey,
Yeah, it was C plus. I tell you,
that finish though,
Sonny got the most offense in the match though.
man. That finish though, like man, when they hit the tag, when the Lucha Bros hit the tag team finishing on them, man, like I was like, what's this gonna be? Wouldn't this gonna be like a package power driver first?
I don't.
Then step it. You never know what AEW.
I don't know what he called it.
You never know what AEW. But let's talk about man, the Dark Order, man. That great ceremony they had before Brody Lee came out, man. Literally burying Cody Rhodes and Nightmare Family, man.
And the Queen Slayer.
Yeah, man. Anna Jay, man, went from magician to sorcerers now, man. All of a sudden, Brody Lee comes out, TNC champion, come out with a great promo. People on Tony Schiavone and other people who doubted him all these years inside of wrestling. Talking about he don't care. Even he'll take even one of his members of even one of the members of Dark Order got attacked because he was just stepping out of line, disrespecting his spotlight and everything. This is Brody Lee's time. This is Brody Lee. I'm telling you about like next year, probably 2 years from now. If he stay committed to AEW, man, this man gonna win AEW World Champion.
I don't think so. I think he's too old for now.
Nah.
I don't think they'll give it
Look
to
at
him.
Jericho. Jericho's the first champion as old as he was.
Yeah, but
I don't even care. I don't want to hear nothing about that.
That's because he had name recognition.
I don't even want to hear that, bro.
I think in the future it's gonna be Paige, MJL,
I don't even want to hear that.
Lance
I don't
Archer,
even want to hear that.
Brian
I don't
Cage,
even think he gonna win the title. I don't think Les Archer gonna win the TNT
no,
title.
Kenny Omega, because they know they got to give it to Kenny Omega at least one time.
Kenny
You
Omega.
know,
Kenny Omega can win the TNT chain. There you go.
he don't need to win the world title, but
But
they
either,
gonna give it to him
I
because he
mean,
executive vice president.
but either way, man, like then you had the Natural Nightmares come out, get beat down just like that by the Dark Order. Then you had your boy Scorpio Sky comes
Yeah,
out,
Scorpio Scott came out.
got beat down too. But then all of a sudden, Matt Cardona came in with the Rough Rider. I mean, he just started blasting everybody like
Hey,
he was John Cena or something like that, throwing everybody out the ring and stuff.
I ain't gonna say, man, but he acting like he been drinking some supplement juice lately.
Man, we're not even gonna do that, man, like that, man.
I'm just saying that dude
Man,
bigger than what he was in WWE, man.
man, but let me look at Jinder Mahal, man. I mean, did you look at Drew McIntyre? Exactly.
Hey, but it happened over like
Either
some years for McIntyre. Man,
dude,
Matt
dude,
Cardona
dude,
was like some months.
that
Same
dude,
same thing with Jinder Mahal. He was like some months.
dude. That's because okay, first of all, that's because he don't be on TV a lot to where you know what he been doing,
We don't know what none of them doing.
which I'm really hoping to not care what they're doing. Either way, I get this whole situation a B, man. I'm assuming next week, Dark Order versus Natural Nightmares and Matt Cardona and Scorpio Sky, which for some
All
odd
right.
reason I kind of
And I
question.
can see like a few months, maybe a couple months from now, it'll be Matt Cardona and possibly almost called him by a WWE named Brody Lee going at it for the TNT title.
Yeah.
Maybe not this upcoming month, but maybe a month or two down the line.
Also, I gotta talk about Scorpio Sky. Like, what's with him and SU? Like, is he out?
I think he's a
Still
steal. I
in?
think he's still a man, but I believe
He's
Sky getting ready to be the first contender for Brody Lee. That's what
mm.
they setting that up for. He's gonna be the first contender for Brody Lee.
Well, let's go ahead and move on to some women's action. Speaking of women's action, before we get to this matchup, you see Sheeta and Thunder Rosa. We're planning on going at it for the title all out. You
Yeah.
know, man,
Actually, I believe it's gonna be a pretty decent match.
pretty good. I'm looking forward to see who's gonna win. I'm not. I'm
Please
I'm
let
I'm,
Thunder
I'm very
Rosa win.
I'm very familiar with Thunder Rosa.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get familiar with Sheeta. As for me, I'm gonna go Hikaru Sheeta on this one though.
Oh, it's gonna be Hikaru Shida anyway because I'll never see AEW losing one of their title matches to another, organization's champion.
I mean, you never know, man.
But to me, Hikaru Shida, she's a knockoff anyway. She
Uh,
pretty much like an imitation of Io Shirai
yeah, okay.
without the leaping off the top rope.
Okay. Well, looking forward to how it goes down for All Out. However, let's go ahead and go to our first women's matchup of the night. Oh yeah, speaking of Dark Order, before we get to it, also we see a familiar face that came from wrestling,
Okay.
from World Wrestling Entertainment.
Yep. NXT brand.
Tanara Conti man comes in at AEW, and also Anna Jay comes in and just offers him like a offers an envelope. I mean, well, a photo telling her to join the Dark Order. Man, all of a sudden she gives Anna Jay a hug and started saying she might join in. You know, I mean, obviously Anna Jay and Tanara Conti was actually tag teaming in the tournament, the women's tournament. I guess that, and then apparently from what I heard, Tanara Conti took most of the offense of the matchup. So I'm assuming she's doing way much better than what she was, and then she was in NXT. So I'm looking forward to how Tanara Conti is doing in AEW currently.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's get to our first women's matchup of the night. As we saw, Big Swole taking on Britt Baker, Penelope Ford, and Rebel.
Can I say so?
No. However, Big Swole can't. Obviously, Big Swole will win this match. Obviously,
Yeah, we knew that
because
was gonna happen.
if she was gonna because if she win the match, she take on Britt Baker in any match she wants pretty much. Obviously, if they would have won, Penelope Ford would have got free dentist stuff,
Free
whatever.
makeup for a
For
year.
uh,
Great ripcord elbow outside the ring
thank you for
on
hitting.
Penelope Ford.
Thank you for hitting Kip Sabian. Cause I don't
Yeah,
hate that guy so much, man. But either way, this
and I like the way what you call it work. Reba or Rebel.
you're rebel.
She she she's a good worker because she's a competent wrestler, but she has to play that act like she don't know how to wrestle that well.
Mm.
and she does do a pretty good actor trying to make it look like she's scared to get to the top rope. She's scared to do this, or she's not sure of herself and falling all down and stuff like that after she do a move. You
Hmm.
know, so good work.
Either way, there's nothing to say about this match considering it was really
It was a
predictable.
joke match,
It was
pretty
it
much
was one of
though.
those matches where you like knew what was gonna happen. So
Hmm.
which of that I give that a C actually.
Yeah, it gets a C. It was a joke match,
So
pretty much.
before we get to the quick main event, we want to talk about Adam Page and the Young Bucks, and all of a sudden the Young Bucks is fired up at Adam Page for costing them a shot at the tag team titles.
The young bucks sound like little kids.
And now
We want to be your friend.
they now kicked out Adam Page of the Elite, officially kicked him out of the Elite now.
You're not part of our club. We don't want you part of our club. We try
Smashed
to make you our friends.
smashed the mirror in the window, which made Adam Page look at the fractured mirror of himself. Seeing was he doing the right? Was he doing the wrong? I don't care, because guess what? Adam Page can join the FTR and be one of the greatest. I mean, hey, Tully Blanchard, Cash Wheeler, Dax Harwood. Come on.
You
That's
should
one.
have been our friend.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, man. That's gonna be the best thing that's going on for AEW, honestly.
Man,
Besides MJF and the Dark Order.
that promo by that little skit promo, whatever you want to call it, segment, that was so fake sounding by the Young Bucks. No wonder they hardly don't put them on the mic.
Huh? Can't beat that. But let's go ahead and get to our main event matchup. Matt Hardy against your guy that you pulling for to get pushed a lot more. You know,
Oh yeah,
Future Jericho.
but I just hated it happening um to Matt Hardy though. But it was a really good match.
Matt Hardy versus Sammy Guevara. That was a pretty good matchup. It was a pretty fast matchup also.
Yeah, I didn't expect for it to go that fast. Of course, Matt getting a slight revenge by busting him back open.
Yeah, you saw the huge cut on the side of his head, man. That was crazy though. But obviously, Hardy was gonna send, Guevara through the table until Guevara picked him up for a superplex right through the table. Which that after that match it led to big old Orange Cassidy comes out and attacked the mess of Chris Jericho, which led to a big brawl.
Yeah, back and forth brawl.
You know,
Um, they prevented the referee kept getting in the way, preventing Sammy Guevara from jumping in. The Sammy Guevara he was trying to jump in and help Jericho, but it was pretty tit for tat.
yeah,
Like scuffle. It wasn't really fight, pretty much scuffle. You roll over and I punch you a couple times and you roll over, punch me a couple times. One of those things like that.
yeah. Either way, that's how AEW ended up, and I'm looking forward to see how All Out and the results for that. So, All Out.
September 5th.
September 5th, all out next Saturday, man. We're going for it. However, let's move away from AEW as we move on back to the World Wrestling Entertainment on SmackDown about SmackDown on Fox. Now this was the most promoted SmackDown on Fox in a while. Most promoted they ever had since even the first episode came out. But it's been promoted so much. However, the show started with Intercontinental Champion Jeff Hardy saying this piece until AJ Styles comes out and saying how much a fraud of a champion he was by hitting him with a knee brace, which they count as a weapon, will led to Jeff Hardy having this Intercontinental Champion open challenge. I wonder where he got that from.
Hmm.
And taking on a former Intercontinental Champion, Michael Cole. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, Michael Cole said Shinsuke could have won his first Intercontinental Champion that night, but he's already been Intercontinental Champion. But it was Hardy versus Shinsuke for the first time for the Intercontinental Champion, which obviously Hardy got the win. And then all of a sudden, it also led up to a returning form. Well, we don't know if we call him former or not, but
Yeah.
a returning superstar of the likes of Sami Zayn.
Yeah. Sammy.
Now, Sami Zayn was one of the few people who stayed home from quarantine, which he been calling people frauds of champions, you know. And considering he called out AJ Styles and Jeff Hardy's frauds, which they are actually too. And I believe in Sam.
I think so too, because
They are
he's an
frauds.
uncrowned.
He
He
never
never
lost a
lost it.
title. He never lost
He
a
never
championship.
lost.
Last time he had the title, he had it at WrestleMania. He still currently has the title, actually.
Hey, real quickly, do you think they're gonna do a one-on-one match
I
with
would
him
rather,
and Jeff
I'd rather
or
for
a
them to do a
three-way?
triple threat. I mean, I'd rather for them to do a triple threat, but then again, at the same time, man,
Yeah, they don't
if
want
they're
two
gonna
triple
live
threat.
up, if they're gonna live up to what they say by saying like there's not gonna be automatic rematches, then like just let it be Sami Zayn and Jeff Hardy then to be an undisputed Intercontinental champ. So
You see later on in the night, Cesaro and Nakamura didn't have want to have anything to do with Sami Zayn.
yeah, that's what happens when you lose somebody high in draft for 4 months.
Yeah,
You know, hey, hopefully they be reconnected. However, let's go ahead and move on to Matt Riddle, King of Bros, the original bro, taking on Chad Gable.
okay.
Your guy Chad Gable. No,
Is it Chad Gable now? It's still Shorty G.
it's still Shorty G either way. No,
Uh,
they still call Chad. They call Chad Gable tonight though. However, there was a really quick matchup. Obviously, this led up to Matt Riddle just making a statement saying, hey, like Baron, like King Corbin, whatever, man. Look, man, we need to go ahead and settle this down. Like we
yeah,
need to
this
throw
been
down.
going on too long without them just
Like
getting into a
let's
match or
just go ahead and
something.
throw down, man. All of a sudden, after the matchup, King Corbin, as well as they call him, Postman Pearson night, try to knock on Roman's door to get the contract signed. Corbin got interviewed saying that he's gonna take that pump and beat him at Payback, which now we know it is confirmed that King Corbin will take on Matt Riddle at Payback.
Finally,
Finally, yeah, finally. So obviously that was kind of disappointing. However, let's go ahead and talk about the one match, the first match that was announced for Payback, the women's tag team title match with the
right.
Golden role model against Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. Now, obviously, before they went out there, Bayley made a little joke, telling how Biggie is not the fact that people don't think you can become a champion, that most people are just not meant to become a single champion. They just meant to become tag team champions, which obviously was kind of a joke that Sasha took very, hard because she knows that because Baylor should know that she's only a tag team champion. So
And plus, she's always and she referred to it again in her promo, saying that she always loses the Raw title every time she defends it.
her first defense,
On
literally.
her first defense.
Yeah, so that
So
sucks. However, Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax have made their statement saying that they are willing to fight. They're willing to fight with each other to put the difference aside to win the tag team goal. Which I actually believe this could be this possible. This could be possible actually.
well, this can go either way. This one here. But we'll talk about it on the prediction.
However, let's go ahead and move on to the second man who ended
Let's
up
get
signing
it.
his contract, Braun Strowman. I got attacked by a chair by Drew Gulak, man. I thought Drew Gulak was smarter than that considering 205 Live. He did his no fly zone thing. He was
Right.
a smart cruiserweight champion. I think he was one of the best cruiserweight champions for a person who held it
He
pretty,
actually was.
yeah, for a person who held it pretty shortly. But you know, I didn't think dude was the smartest. This is the least smartest thing he ever done in WWE.
Yes.
Attacking Braun Strowman with a chair, which led to Braun Strowman saying he's only going to sign that contract if he takes on Braun, if he only takes on Drew Gulak. He dismantled Gulak piece by piece, which led to him finally signing the contract after the match.
Yes. It was a pretty good beat down there.
So yeah, that was it. It was. I feel like it was kind of irrelevant considering Gulak should just let it go. To be honest, I would let it go at least, man. Like, but let's go ahead and move on to another set of goals. Cesaro taking on Lucha House Party member Kalisto. Now, SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Now, obviously, Cesaro and Shinsuke had nothing to do with another champion, Sami Zayn, but they want something to do with the Lucha House Party. They attack
Yep. Attacker
mentally
from behind.
and Dorado, and Cesaro taking on Kalisto. It was a solid, good matchup and stuff like that until Shinsuke tried to get involved, and then Lindsay Grandma's leak tried to get involved also by taking out Shinsuke. We led up to Cesaro get a little bit of roll up win over Kalisto. Sorry, man. Sorry.
Why
Which
would I need a roll up win? I can beat Kalisto. What?
no.
Have faith in your dad.
Yeah, I mean, did you not see that DDT though, man? He sent on the man's shoulder and DDT'd him from right there. But either way, Kalisto once again frustrated, man. It's crazy the fact, man. This man was like one of the nicest people. Also, he come back acting like he owns the place now. Like, man, what success have you ever had, man?
But it might not be this pay per view or this week's SmackDown. But I would love to see a solid, real lucha match.
Mm.
You know, like Chavo and Rey Mysterio or Psychosis and Rey Mysterio, something like that. A real lucha match, and Lince Dorado and Kalisto will be absolute bomb burner.
Hey, well, man, they're not. I mean, it's leading to a breakup, but right now it's not much of a
No, it's
breakup
not
yet.
right now.
Yeah, not yet. However, let's go ahead and move on
To the
to
main event.
main event matchup. We got Miz and Morrison, hey hey ho ho, along with Sheamus taking on Big E and Heavy Machinery. Now, okay, this one, oh man, okay, both sides are kind of ridiculous. However, man, really, Sheamus Morrison and Miz were like like the most ridiculous scene to be honest, because
They were.
didn't have a game plan. Then Sheamus was already like upset already before the match even started, so they got to follow his lead pretty much. You got Big E and Heavy Machinery, man. They're like just trying to like grab wins and stuff like that, especially for Heavy Machinery since they're not really doing anything. So pretty much it was a quick win. Sheamus like left the team, obviously. Led the Miz and Morrison to dead. Big E
But
Heavy Machinery got the win on. So
but
was
the,
it.
but the thing about Morrison, they got him playing more sillier. Lord, there I am. They got him playing sillier than he has played in the past. He's never been a silly character, but now they have him being a little silly.
Hmm.
So I mean, like he's always been kind of like a cool character, but not too silly. And it's getting a little ridiculous now with him and Miz. It's
But
like they're being like Garth and Wayne, like in Wayne's World or Bill and Ted or
hmm,
something like that. And they're too old for that.
hmm,
Their character it doesn't even match up with their character.
hmm. Well, that's something that Morrison and Miz should look forward to in the future. As we go ahead and move on to the big talk on Raw and pretty much the whole entire week this week, as we talk about the Universal title picture, Postman Pierce, pretty much, sending out the contract to all three men in the triple threat match. You know, you had Bray Wyatt first. Bray Wyatt was obviously the easiest one to go through. So you had to go through the five funhouse, obviously. Then Braun Strowman signed until he had to get a match with Drew Gulak. I already knew it was gonna be one person who was gonna be real stubborn and sign the dang contract, which obviously Roman Reigns is gonna be the one. Now I will admit I am one of the many people who thought Roman Reigns had something to do with Retribution. I will admit I was one of those people, but I now see why. But you also gotta admit that he is a heel now.
Okay, yeah, because I had
You
a
have
hard
to
time accepting that
you
he was a heel, but now I definitely see.
but I will admit, yeah, I will admit that I was one of the many people who thought he was part of Retribution. However, you wanna say it?
Yeah, because Roman Reigns winning on Sunday night is not a promise. It's a spoiler.
That's
And you
right.
know what we mean by that.
That's right, man. Yeah, that sounds so familiar. Sounds like it came from a certain what do you like to call himself? Not a manager. He calls himself a advocate.
Yeah, advocate.
Good old
Paul
Paul
Heyman.
Heyman.
Yes.
Man,
Looking like the penguin.
it's about time to be honest, man. It was about time. I think this was the biggest story about
And
SmackDown.
so they foreshadowed that one time because one point in time he acted like he was gonna be, manager or whatever for
Roman
Roman
Reigns.
Reigns.
There was one point in time he did ask him to be his advocate for him to beat Brock Lesnar. Until that ended up just being a trick to have.
Yeah, so a little foreshadowing there going back in the past and it foreshadowing the future here.
Yep, man. Now that they have it, man, I'm like that's a good thing, man. Roman Reigns do need a match. That's pretty good, actually. That's pretty good. I did thought he was part of Retribution. 'Cause, the T-shirt and all that stuff. But you know what? Now I get it. Paul Heyman.
So this turns this basically turns Fiend into a good guy. It has to.
It's been like that since with Braun Strowman.
Yeah, but it wasn't really official. But this after this match, not during the match, but after this match, he's officially
He didn't
the
read
good
contest.
guy.
He didn't read contest clues. Hey, Roberts had contest clues, man. You can clearly tell by contest clue that
No, but
the Fiend was a good guy in the rivalry between him and Strowman.
you gotta wait first. you gotta wait. You know,
There
because you
was no
just never can tell.
there was no
Because
way.
WWE does dumb stuff like, what's the purpose of um Undisputed Era being good guys against Pat McAfee? Then they turn around and make them bad guys the next week.
Cause they probably gonna keep on the
That
NXT
was
brand.
that was dumb.
It's probably because they thought they were gonna move away as they were gonna keep on the NXT brand instead. So, but with that, man, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and move away from SmackDown. We're going ahead and move on to our prediction for the upcoming pay per view. 1 week for SummerSlam, WWE Payback. Obviously, there was a good set of matchups, and I'm looking forward to how the matchups gonna go down. Let's go ahead and talk about these matchups. We're gonna talk about these matchups as we go ahead and start out with the open. Well, not open, but the first match that was announced for the whole entire show. The Golden Role Models taking on Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler for the women's tag team championships.
Whoa, that can go either way. That can go either way. Um, it could be a trick by Jack. I mean, not Jax, but it could be a trick by It could be a trick by Banks and Bailey acting like they're gonna fall apart. You can have a temper tantrum or a problem between Nia Jax and Shayna. I mean, it can go so many ways, but I can't be wishy washy on this.
Please
So I'm
don't.
gonna go ahead and say the Golden Role Models win. They need somebody to have longevity with those tag titles. So I said the
I
Golden Role Models win.
I'm gonna go with Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax because guess what? I'm telling you, some point we're gonna talk about the state of the tag team division. Let me tell you one thing about WWE. One thing about WWE is that it's something they always do with the tag team division, which I will tell you guys in that video. But I'm going with Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax on this one though.
Well, the reason why I'm saying they're not gonna break them up right now is because they're waiting for a big pay per view or waiting for crowds to come back. They're not just gonna give their match away just for little or nothing. So that's why I'm kind of like believing that it's not gonna be.
Hey, to each their own, man. To each their own. Let's
Yeah,
go with the next matchup.
Matt Riddle versus King Court Matt Riddle.
Matt Riddle. There's nothing to say about this, bro. The rivalry went so long, like the rivalry kind of got boring to where, like, man, like,
Yeah,
dang,
I
like they should have
mean,
just had the match. They should have ended the rivalry on SmackDown in general.
honestly, can I tell you something? I don't even care about this one. And
Like
you don't normally
they
hear me say this on this
they
show.
should have just like went on ahead ended the rivalry on SmackDown, man.
Right.
Or should have ended some when that match went too big for SummerSlam. But then again, Mandy Rose signed a bit. Well, it was kind of big for SummerSlam though.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and talk about the next matchup.
Apollo Crews defending his U.S. championship against Bobby Lashley, the almighty
The CEO
of the Hurt Business.
and business, well, business could be booming definitely if Bobby Lashley holds the United States champion, which is why I am going with Bobby Lashley. I hate to do this to Apollo, man, considering how long it took him to win the U.S. title, but I am going with Bobby Lashley to go ahead and win it. Because if he don't win, no matter what, he's gonna go for a title. Because I am looking at him going for the tag team titles next. Actually,
Right.
if the Street Profits and Angel Guards and Andrade still don't work out,
Right. I'm looking for Bobby Lashley to win. And actually I'm looking for MVP and Shelton Benjamin to go for those tag title.
I
But I'm
mean,
definitely thinking Bobby Lashley gonna win the US title.
no, it would have been better all the hell singles though. But I like the fact Shelton Benjamin made the 20% title relevant again now. I mean,
It's hard to, but yeah.
you see Mojo Rawley and like people like Mojo Rawley and Ricky Moss try to make it look relevant, but then they had like 2 times off of them. So
Right.
let's go and hit up the next matchup.
Okay, next match. Dominic and Rey Mysterio against Seth Rollins and Murphy. Buddy Murphy,
Obviously,
that is.
I am going. Well, of course they shortened it for some dumb
Oh,
reason,
that's
but
stupid.
I am going for the Mysterios on this one. It is about time. They've had a terrible 2020.
Yeah.
It is about time. I mean, like Ray kept losing U.S. Championship matches. I mean, he had ended up missed out on getting a U.S. title opportunity against Andrade because like COVID. You know what I mean? The I versus I thing, Dominic losing some like 2020 has been terrible for the Mysterios. So it's about time Mysterios get payback
Right.
on Rollins and Murphy on this
They
one.
gotta let them get some get back. But what's gonna happen? I think they're gonna pin Murphy. They're not gonna pin Seth Rollins. They're gonna pin Murphy.
Either way, man, it'll still be satisfying to see the Mysterios finally get over for once.
All right, here's another match that's hard to really define.
Not really.
We have Randy Orton versus Keith Lee.
Oh, this one. Okay, so uh, I'm not gonna think so hard about it. I'm just gonna go on Randy Orton, and here's the reason why. Because obviously down in the future we're gonna see Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre once again. But here's how I see it go down. I see it as if they want to push Keith Lee, I don't think they should just straight up have Keith Lee lose. Which is why I can imagine like Drew McIntyre just coming in the matchup and just beat down Randy Orton, would let the Randy Orton win by disqualification, which continue the rivalry and makes the rivalry more heated up a little bit. Because because Keith Lee can't really lose alone. Randy Orton can't afford to lose either. Like these are both two men who needs to win. Keith Lee is brand new on the brand, as like Randy Orton like still in the title picture. Actually, he's still in the title hunt. So personally, for me, I'm going all out on Randy Orton. As much as I love Keith Lee and I'm all about him, basking in his glory and all that stuff, I'm going Randy Orton this one.
I'm going with no contest. Something gonna happen in that match where it's gonna be some kind of crazy business and it's gonna be no contest. But if somebody had to win, Keith Lee's probably gonna win by disqualification.
I was about to say, man.
Cause McIntyre's gonna come. No, big. No, I take that back. Keith Lee gonna lose by disqualification because McIntyre gonna come back and attack Randy Orton. See, disqualification gonna save everybody.
So,
and see, that's gonna cause Keith Lee's heel turn. Cause I believe they're gonna turn Keith Lee heel before this year is out to go against McIntyre. I'm just saying.
I'm laughing because he pretty much just explained the same exact thing I just said, but made it much longer though.
No, I did
I
not.
literally just said,
You did not say.
I literally just I'm going for Randy Orton to win by disqualification because both of them couldn't afford to lose. I literally just said McIntyre gonna come down, beat down Randy Orton, make the rivalry more heated up and stuff.
They all daydream.
This man just literally just explained the whole thing what I just said again.
I was just making sure you heard you.
Hey, either way, let's go here.
Anyway,
let's go ahead and finally hit the main event. Obviously, the biggest talk of SummerSlam, Raw, because apparently Raw promoted this the whole time, and SmackDown. The Fiend Bray Wyatt defended well, actually, before we get to that, actually, I've got to touch on this about SmackDown, Alexa Bliss, and this whole situation. Like, what in the world are they doing with this woman?
Yeah, I see they got her going back to the Harley Quinn look she had when she first came onto the roster.
Obviously, I mean, well, now that Retribution's now out of the situation now, you think Alexa Bliss might have something to do with the situation too?
May.
It's look, I'm not gonna lie, man. Look, look. Fiend Bray Wyatt defended the Universal Championship against Strowman and Roman Reigns. Look, Roman Reigns, it's nice to see you again. That's your brand new teeth. Congratulations like that. However, I'm not gonna have you come back, and then also your first match back is gonna be winning the title.
That's what's gonna happen.
I can't afford. Look, I think when was the last time you ever seen a person come back for injury and then just win the title straight up and kept the title?
That's what's gonna happen.
Exactly. He's not even answering my question.
Roman Reigns gonna win.
The last time someone came in from an injury and like won the title back, not just like that, but like they just won the title back, let alone world title, was like Seth Rollins. But that was just setting up.
Seth Rollins did against Roman Reigns.
But it was just setting up for Dean Ambrose to cash in for all the time Rollins did him bad on his heel turn.
He screwed him over, yeah.
So really, I think it's been quite a few people who've done it, who came back and just won the title just like that. Because John Cena.
Yeah, John Cena did.
I was a John Cena.
Hey, real quickly. Now, I might be wrong, and I was thinking to myself, what is he talking about when he said he never lost the Universal title?
He never did, actually.
Who? When?
Remember, that's when he did the announcement of leukemia and stuff like that. Back in 2018.
Man, that's so old.
Because
man.
remember,
Why
it was
bring that old
remember
stuff
it was
up?
supposed to be Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman, and Brock Lesnar at Crown Jewel, but leukemia came through and he never lost the title.
Well, he did it to himself. He should have been asked for a rematch.
He had
rematches
because
but
he had to deal with Shane McMahon. and his egotistical power trip that I'm sick and tired of seeing him every single time taking time away from other people's
Man,
camera time.
I'm glad that year was over. That
Then
year over.
he had to deal with King Corbin, which was really stupid. Which I'm fine that rivalry was over with. So I
But
mean,
he did have a shot at the Universal title though.
bro, when did he have the Universal title between those times?
I said he had a shot at it, didn't
Yeah, like at towards WrestleMania until this stuff happened. This this man coming at me like,
he? I'm asking. No, but I was supposed if you don't know something, don't
I
you supposed
mean,
to ask?
look, I'll tell you what's going on. Look, leukemia when it was the red version of the ugly title, you know, he said he had leukemia, which led to Strowman and Brock Lesnar.
All right.
Came back, had to deal with Shane McMahon's ego power trip because apparently Shane McMahon's feelings were hurt when he Superman punched his father. When Vince McMahon claimed Elias was the greatest acquisition of SmackDown, lies. And so he had to deal with King Corbin on SmackDown on Fox the whole entire year, which led to him getting a shot at the Universal Champion. Whether it was Goldberg or The Fiend, which I more prefer The Fiend at the time. And now here we are
Yeah,
today.
here we are today.
Here we are today. So with that,
I think the Fiend is going to end up being like the new Undertaker. If you really look at it and look at all of Undertaker's title reigns, he never really held a WWE title for that long or the world title for that long. He might have kept it like a month or two and always dropped it. I think his longest reign with a title was maybe what, 3 months maybe.
I don't know, man. It's been so long since the Undertaker the world
Right.
title, man.
He never held a title for long. And I think Fiend's gonna be one of those kind of characters where you got to put him up there where he can beat a whole lot of people, and he's not in the title hunt. And then when you put him in the title hunt, he'll possibly win
Hey,
and he'll hold the title for, but it's gonna be something screwed up that causes him to lose.
yeah. Hey, comment down below, man. Man, do you miss like Bray Wyatt ever competing on the actual show instead of competing on like only pay per view? Like, man, comment down below. Do you want to see Bray Wyatt compete on the actual shows again? You haven't seen him compete on the actual shows since. So I would like for him to come back in like the ring on SmackDown or either Raw, like fighting and stuff, instead of fighting only on pay per views. No offense to the character, you know. So, but with that, that was AEW SmackDown results and our predictions for Payback. And I'm looking forward to see how well Payback is gonna do. What do you think about the lineup so far?
Oh, the lineup is perfect for Payback. It's just right for a pay per view of that stature, and they did a good job promoting it in such a short period of time. That's a
Yeah,
short period to promote a pay per view.
I felt they should have like announced it so like, well,
And I like what they did with the McIntyre Randy Orton thing, 'cause everybody was saying, "Oh, it's gonna be another rematch."
makes sense though.
But they what they did was they made it to where it put a little gap between it,
Hmm,
so you won't get too tired of the rivalry.
that
So
sure does.
it was bad.
But with that, man, hey, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, and comment. And I'm gonna let my co-host end it with on this one. So
Yeah, like my boy said, hey, subscribe, like, comment, hit the alert bell, and please, do those things so you can be put into the drawing for next month. And from us to you, with great love. See you.